evening and welcome. Today, the Grand Trainer Showdown continues with one of the most important competencies of any trainer: facilitation. Knowledge attracts participants, facilitation keeps them engaged. During the next few minutes, Dinesh will demonstrate an activity or facilitation technique designed to create interaction and meaningful learning. After his presentation, our judge will ask one question to understand the thinking behind Dinesh's facilitation choices. We'll then hear positive feedback from his fellow trainers because learning grows best in an environment of trust and encouragement. So, over to you, Dinesh. Let's begin this exciting round.
Thank you, Radhika. Good evening, everyone. I hope all are doing fine. And so give me a thumbs up if you all are feeling good, right? All right. The smile is also good enough, right? And I see the thumbs up now. Perfect. Okay, now, before I just jump onto my topic, I've dropped something in the chat box. It's a name, right? Okay. And what you have to do is quickly type in uh, what you think about this name, what would be his age, uh, or the profession, or maybe a persona. So age and what kind of a profession he would be in, or persona.
Uh, for me, it would be, I don't know, an MBA graduate maybe.
Okay, perfect. What about others? It says Renee has given me something. Yes,
A farmer.
very good, very good.
Okay.
So, Satya, are you okay? All right. Wonderful answers. And now just a small question. How many of you know Mr. Ram Prasad Tiwari? But still you have built a story around him, right? You've given a persona to him. How? So let's just begin our topic with the same thing, bridging the gap. So that was a name game which we have played. And now we have to bridge the gap of the perception we always have. And so my topic for today is assumption versus observations. So now you have already seen a demonstration by yourself. Same person, different age groups, 45, 50, 60, and many things. So let's see what observation is all about and what um the your assumptions are all about. And we can easily relate it to our workplaces because it's very common uh, to that we jump onto the conclusions without even observing or without. And if I may have to ask, Mika, what do you think about what observation is? And others can type in the chat in the meantime. Yeah. So
Uh,
done.
so Dinesh, when I think about this word observation, so first thing that comes to my mind is whatever I could see in front of me, that I call it as observation. Whatever I could see, I call
Okay.
it as observation. Yes.
Perfect. Seeing senses. So what about others? So okay. You want to say it aloud? So you can say it aloud. Otherwise, you can just in the interest of the time, you can just drop it in the chat boxes also.
My thing would be that for me, observation is yes, one is seeing also, but I personally feel that, I have noticed that what we observe most of the time, our brain doesn't think in the same way. It's presumptuous.
Exactly. Exactly. Thank you for sharing. And what about others? Like, do you have anything about observation? Okay,
For
that's interesting. Observation would mean for me is fact about a person. It can be about a person, acts, his achievements, etc. So this is observation. Perfectly right. And what is assumptions to you, Radhika? If you say assumption, what word or thing that you comes to your mind first? What is an assumption?
It's something that you come to a conclusion about without knowing proper facts.
Exactly, and bingo, you got it 100% here, and everything. Let me just explain it in a very simple manner. So assumption are something that we built in the stories. We weave it. We just assume things, and those assumptions are in the back of our mind. We are just thinking of those things. But what about observations? Observations are raw. It's fact. It's something which is there, which can have a solid backing about it. So you just not observe anything. So you can see it, you can feel it, you can have it in front of it as a proof. So that is what observation is all about. So now let's come to the activity, the most important part. And my activity revolves around a story. And after the story, I'll be asking some questions also in between. Also, you can be participative enough. So what happens? One day it was like a mid-quarter, mid-year was happening, and I was just enjoying my Sunday, and suddenly the phone beep, and there was a notification, my email, and that was from my boss. So even being a Sunday, I had to open it up, and I just uh, got a message that tomorrow, Monday morning, meet me in my cabin sharp 4 p.m. with HR in the loop. Okay, so that was the email which came to me on my phone at 4 p.m. Sunday afternoon. Have you ever received such kind of an urgent information, or maybe on the email or a text or something like that, where you have received such kind of a information out of the blue? You can just say it out, yes, no, or yes. So Mega has received that. Can you share that about?
Not not personally, but for a group, yes. But through text message, not in a mail.
All right. So again, to Mega only, if she has faced this kind of situation. So Mega, how did you feel about that? What was your first reaction to that message?
The first reaction becomes, "Ab kya hai?" What is going on in the mind of the person who has sent this message? Something not pleasant, but really which makes me a little bit tense. Okay, what he is going to, क्या बम फटने वाला है, something like that.
Absolutely, bang on. And that is what happened with me that day. After 4 p.m., it was the time that all the fun has gone away. And I was just thinking about that because for the last 2 months, the company was laying people off. And it stuck me so badly that now it's my turn. Why HR? Why the boss suddenly sending me a note, like the message over the email? And okay, fine. And the next day, somehow I just passed those hours and I reached office, and again assuming a lot of things. So, when the bosses are there, so I was already nervous because something is being cooking up in my mind, at the back of my mind. And I just saw him rushing towards his cabin. I just stood up. I just wished him a good morning greet, and he didn't see to me. He just gave it a glance, and then he rushed to his cabin. He was looking a little upset, and I don't know why he was looking something furious at that time. And I thought that today is my bad day. I should better keep my all my things ready. And 4 p.m. is the deadline where I'll be having that heartbreaking news. How many of you think that minds would react that way? Yes or no? You can just type a Y or an N. You can drop it in the chat also, or if you can just unmute any of you.
It's a why.
Why? It's a why. Yeah, most of the people are thinking like that. And after that, 9 p.m. to 4 p.m., I didn't have my lunch. It was there, but I couldn't have it. I was anxiously waiting, and I thought the time has stopped now. And it was not reaching out at 4. Somehow I managed and gathered all my courage to, okay, go to the boss's cabin now. I've already saw that the HR has already gone in the cabin, and it was 3:59. I was standing outside the cabin, and from the glass window, I can see he was yelling out at someone on the phone. Oh gosh, that was something crazy. I thought, Dinesh, today is your last day, so should I just recite some kind of a speech? And now I would ask somebody else, like Satya or Pranay or uh, Smita. What do you think in that case, in such a scenario, a person would be feeling like? Anybody?
Down.
Nothing. Nobody. No, no. Means what that person would be feeling before entering at 3:59 when he's seeing the boss yelling at him or at somebody. How would be the
A
reaction
dark future.
before
Yes,
entering?
I agree with Satya.
Dark future. I would say the darkest, just
Definitely
a
burst
black hole,
out
right?
kind of, or
Yeah.
yeah, having a bad time coming towards him,
So you
like
can see
thunderstorm
that
is
the
in his
storm is coming,
workplace is
right,
about
to
to
your
come.
way. And who is telling you all of these? Now
Your
it's a tough.
mind, your assumptions.
My
You
assumptions.
yourself.
Myself. Okay. Somehow I had to enter. I knocked, and he just gave me a gesture, okay, like this, because he was on the phone. So he just said, okay, come in. I entered, and she just said, yeah, sit down here. Like only with the hand gestures. And I said, he is not in a mood to talk. Yeah, man, you are cooked. And then what happened was he said, okay, sorry to bother you on Sunday. I said, what? So my mind was like, and even I couldn't get a chance to speak early. I had a slot available at 4, so I just called you up, and the HR is sitting here. I said, next what? And why is saying sorry? So the mixed emotions. What would you feel at that time? You're like, it was like almost 24 hours. I'll be confused with that kind of emotion. My emotions are like boiling. And then what he said was, okay, so with your expertise in L&D and with the close team alliances, we have decided to put you on a new project which has came to the HR team, and you have to be assisting them in R&D of that. So the research and development, I just came to know about it like on Sunday morning. So I messaged you so that you can come prepared, and then we can just discuss over it. So that was the news he broke to me. And now, how are you feeling after that confirmation? Just you can unmute and you can say your feelings now. Now you know the story. What has happened now? Narration has over.
Relaxed. Relaxed. First feeling will be very much relaxed. Hush.
Absolutely. I actually asked my boss. There was a glass of water there. Can I drink a glass of water? And he said, "Okay, okay, please, please. I sorry, I forgot. I didn't ask you." And that is how the conversation ended. So uh, now my questions to you guys. Okay. I'll just drop a question here. Uh, okay. Uh, One sec. Here you go. Now, I've already asked this, but now what is your first thought or feeling now through your entire body? Like the first feeling and the last feeling. You can unmute all 4, 5 of you and you can just tell me that. The first feeling and the last feeling. Earlier, before
Means
and after.
after you.
Before and after.
Acha, okay.
You You
Okay,
have already
before the
answered that.
conversation, you went into the room, and after the conversation.
Yeah, yeah. So what was before the situation? Actually, you already have answered those things. So somebody said confused. It's a dark future, something. So all negative thoughts, right? And what we came through was congratulations, happy mood. So cortisols were turning around all your dopamine. These are hormones, right? The happy hormones are being released now. So what exactly happened here is the takeaway from the story, that whatever happens, uh, our mind starts building up the assumptions before even observing the facts. Now, if I would have to ask all of you one question, if the boss can mail you on a Sunday evening at 4 p.m., can't you just reply him back on the same email asking, Sir, what is it all about, so that I can come prepared for the meeting? It was a simple thing that you could have done to avoid those boiling hours of yours. 24 hours you were just like being cooked. What was stopping you? So, Satya, what if you were in that situation? What would have stopped you? Mic off. Okay, no worries. Pranay.
So firstly, like if that would be the case with me, then I would again, go back for my previous week or previous month acts or maybe my performance or KPIs, and then, like as you said, we would assume the things before observing the facts. So rather than, as you said, just simply emailing what is it about, I would assume all the things beforehand and see what I should be prepared for.
In that particular thing, you can just always make out, and Mega is nodding the head, so I can just say that, okay, when you are going through all those observations, you will be mostly influenced by negative thoughts. Those thoughts are the assumptions, because our brain is wired by that. At the things which are coming up, we never think of in a positive manner at first, and we just jump onto the conclusion, because the context here was the layoffs were happening, but it wasn't for everyone. But still, my mind was going through that because I was thinking in that particular zone. So if we would have come out from there and be in the practical zone, we could have thought about it to talk or to message or something like that. And there was HR also there, right? I could have checked with the HR if you know about those this meeting. Well, I didn't even took that action at that time. HR's work is to listen to people, right? And I didn't even reach out to her. So there were two people I could have reached out, but I didn't. And that created all those stress and one day of like me in that situation. So what this narration or this story, which has actually has happened with me. So what I learned from this is that don't jump to the conclusions very well. Now, I just want it to be a learning for every one of us, that whenever we, uh, means before doing any kind of an action or jumping to a conclusion, we have to think about what are the facts. Have I done anything wrong? Has it happened, like if I am at a wrong place, somewhere I have done something which is not correct, what can be the discussions all about? So it is more on the observing of the parts, the body language. Now you know why the manager was rushing. Nobody has observed he was rushing. He was not rushing because he was angry at me or he was just firing me. He was rushing because he was stuck in the traffic and he was missing his important client call there. But that assumption makes us think everything in a different manner. We zone out in a different world altogether. So rather than a dark future, I see a bright future if we leave those assumptions or the assumptive thoughts away, and we just put our more of the observation and the facts gathering, even if in a tough situation. So this is how I would say this learnings would help us in everywhere you go. So rather than assuming, just go to find the root cause of that particular problem and start observing the things around you, how the people are reacting, and whatever this thing is. So just one key takeaway before I end my story and a narration. The assumption versus observation is that observations, sorry, the assumptions gives you uh, narratives, but observation gives you results. It's very simple that you can always carry with you. So, assumptions are the narratives which are entwined with us, with our previous thoughts and experiences, but observations are something which will lead you forward, and that will be the key to success as well. So here I end my learning with you guys about assumption versus observation, and I hope it would help you out. Thank you from my side.
Right. Yes. Thank you so much, Dinesh. As we conclude today's challenge, let's remember that today's scores reflect a moment, but today's feedback shapes tomorrow's facilitator. So we'll take a moment. I want all of you to score and send in your scores immediately. And while you are scoring, yes, Megha, we would love to send the mic to you virtually. Yes.
Sure. So, Dinesh, it was a very wonderful way of giving your facilitation or sharing your thoughts or whatever your concept was. Very nice. I liked it a lot. And you told us towards the end that whatever your learning was. And now my question is based on the same is now you have presented your facilitation here right now. So what is your biggest learning from today's experiences? When you gave this facilitation, what you think right now you have completed it. So what is your biggest learning from that?
Okay. The biggest learning is to learn every day and to work on whatever ways I'm lacking in. Um, I would be like it is something that I believe in. Nobody is perfect, right? So my learning is that only. So I keep my circle, which is incomplete, and I just keep an arrow from that broken circle out, so that it gives you the rise and growth. So I believe in that philosophy very well, and today's learning has taught me that stop assuming what other people are assuming and start doing what you have to do. Even if it is not one of my best sessions, I would try to make my next session the best one. So that is the takeaway for me from this session.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much. What do you call Megha? Uh, Thank you so much, Megha, once again. Yes, Smita, can we have your feedback, please?
Yeah. My feedback thanks Dinesh, first of all, whatever you have narrated, everything was very good, appreciable even. And you gave the different perspective to look at the observations. That's very good. Because having assumptions in your mind and then doing observations, it's not fruitful for you even and not for the person whom you are observing. So thank you for the takeaways.
Okay, thank you so much. Over to you, Pranay.
Yeah. So thank you for the session, Dinesh, and connecting it with the real time, experience is something that truly connects each of us. And for me, as you said, like how our brain functions, like how it first, take the assumptions first, even though observations are before present before us, but still we keep assuming things. So that is something I take away for the day, and the whole presentation was like truly good. And the last takeaway that assumptions are narratives, and observations is what brings us results. Fantastic.
Thank you so much. So, thank you, Megha, for your valuable expertise. Remember, audience, every question asked, every appreciation shared, and every suggestion offered contributes to everyone's personal and professional growth. So, thank you to each and every trainer present over here for bringing your authentic facilitation style, especially Dinesh. Thank you so much. The Grand Trainer Showdown continues, and so does our journey towards mastery. It's a sign off from Radhika Kotha. I will see you in the next session. Bye bye.